I want to add to that last post that I made that I already made the mistake, I guess. I can say that. I already made the mistake of giving my power away to my ex when I was living with him. And that was, thankfully, that situation did not end horribly. Like, we had a few intense fights, but as a whole, it was not that crazy. I already made that mistake and recognized it, that I'm not sure exactly at what point I saw that, but like, I know that when I first moved home, I was very like ready. I was ready. Like, I still, even moving through this, like, there's a lot of times that like I learned learned hyper independence from growing up in toxicity, but also, I don't hate responsibility. I'm the oldest sister. Like, that's just kind of comes with it. And anyway, I never hated the idea of being a single mom, and I was really adamant about getting a job and like ready to take on figuring things out. And before we moved in, my mom I had a bunch of fights with my mom when I lived with her, and then she kicked us out of her house and I went to live with my dad. And I found out later that they had reconnected, and they talk back and forth. So like, whenever anything happens, if I communicate just with my dad, my mom more or less knows about it. Again, I'm not there for the conversations. I just know because I always hear it from both of them. And so that's a triangulation. So that in itself, thank you. That in itself is a triangulation. My dad, it was either my mom or my dad. My dad prompted me came to me with the idea of like, after we lived in a rental, and he was like, I want to put down for a house. I reached out to a friend because even when he said it, I was like, and then we had a conversation. He said he was drunk. He drinks at night, and he was drunk when we were having this conversation. And he said he was going to move to Nicaragua when his parents passed away, which didn't end up happening. I'm going to try to do this with my kid. We've been having a hard couple of days. And that this was going to be my house. And he also told me something like he would like invest like 10 years into helping us or something like that. At this point, my life was busy. I wish I had woken up to the fact that but my mom threw at me that I didn't care about my kid. That was one of the things I remember explicitly in the little she had this little like write up. She's very organized. She had this little write up about, and she wrote in there that like, I didn't care about my kid. And I was like, I don't even know where that had come from. But anyway, unfortunately, I didn't wake up to the truth of the situation at that point. So anyway, then we moved into this house, and this is why I have to try my best to stay stable and like take it a day at a time and not give up, because it is already a lot, not every day, but just sometimes it's a lot with my kid. So that's what makes this more scary. Please, God, help me right now. Okay. I just wanted to speak on this because I wanted to say that it's always been my desire to be independent and to like even have a job and all these things. I've had different jobs that I've tried to pick up. I started the channel in hopes that it would be monetized and that I'd be getting clients. Like, this waking up to this human trafficking thing was like, took a lot of time. I didn't recognize that. Or I was going to say, I remember when my dad prompted me with that, like, let's get a house. I was like, wait a minute, I want to see what other options I have. And I reached out to another friend who's a single mom, and she was telling me she has like 3 or 4 kids, and she was telling me, I need to ask him to take them. Teddy, I need quiet time right now. Quiet time right now. Right now, or we're going to be, hey, quiet now. This is so scary right now to try to be stable through this. Anyway, I reached out to a friend who's a single mom to see about potentially moving into a place with her. And then we were talking for a while, and I was like, no, that's not going to be a good idea. Like, that's not going to work. And I was doing this other gauntlet program at that point, and I was just very busy. So I didn't put a lot of time and energy into like, what other options do we have? And so I agreed, and I was like, yeah, we're already living together. Let's get it put down in a house. Like, that's cool. And the area, a lot of things about it have been wonderful. The area is wonderful. It's very quiet. Like, our neighbors don't bug us. Like, but at that point, our mortgage isn't that much more than it would be for an apartment. It's around like, I think it started at like $1,300 something. Now it's a little bit more. So it's more expensive than we would get for an apartment. But so a lot of other things have happened in that amount of time, but I've never had a steady income to where I could even afford our own place, like, period. Like, we have had to go to the food bank. I tried to get disability, and we didn't get insurance, and we didn't get that. And, my family has had to bail us out with my car troubles and with plumbing issues that we've had because I didn't have money to cover it. So, like, I haven't had taking our stuff, leaving and living out of my car. Like, I sat with that, especially when in this last fall, because before I started doing Uber, because we started running out. We were running out of resources again, and I was like, we're gonna have to live out of my car if we don't have another source of income. And since then, we have had help and more money coming in, but it's been from random people. It's been from my parents helping, who I still don't trust, because that's how we got into this situation. And I still don't have a steady source of income, and I don't want to, with the child that I have and what we've already had to go through. I do not want to have to live out of my car. I can't imagine, especially because I'm already somewhat of an anxious attachment. Having a house where my kid has a bed to sleep in, and he can run around and stim like he needs to, and he likes being home. It's a comfort zone for him. Like, so I can't, like, you do what you got to do, but like, that's not a situation that I want to be in with my kid. And yet we're also having to move through the lack that we're living in. And I wanted to add to that, like, I haven't been dating anybody or anything, so I'm not in, because I also don't want to be attracting the wrong people. So, and I don't want to be, there was a reason why I said that. There was a reason to that. I mean, mostly I'm just not in the right place in life, that I don't feel, I'm trying my best to be stable, but things aren't secure. So I don't really want to be, like, I'm trying my best to stay sound and stable, sound and sane through this, and keep giving it to God, because I don't know what is next, where we would go if we did leave, and where I'm going to get a steady source of income from. And it takes a lot just for me to get through the day sometimes with my kid overstimulating me. Again, he can be quiet. It's not all the time, but it's just, the way life is right now. Yeah. I don't know yet if I'm going to post this. I just was kind of like, wanting to speak on it as I'm moving through it. And you guys can send donations if you want to, of course. And I'm still keeping myself open for readings, because as of now I don't have anyone helping me with my kid. Oh, that was the other reason that helped me to wake up to this, because people were in my mom's ear like, why are you not helping your daughter have a job? And she told me that people were saying that to her, but she would, and I don't want either of them keeping my kid ever. But at that point I was open to it, and I was like, I can't believe you're telling me this. Like, I already was collecting information, because I was like, this situation is sketchy, but it was like, it took me so long to wake up to it, and at the same time I had already given too much of I guess too much of my power away, where they were starting to take advantage of it. And so I want to, I guess, speak this for other single moms who are living, because there's a level of like all of this is power that I'm having to take back, and yet at the same time you're still at a disadvantage as a single mom, and we don't need to feel like there's something wrong with me, or like there's something, it's not, there's nothing wrong about it. It is how it is. It should be the exact opposite, where people are wanting to support you because you're a mom. Because that's how it was in the I always remember that. I don't know why the hospital just like is such a polarity, because the people there were like more than happy to be a nurturer when you're vulnerable, whereas this is like the opposite of like people taking advantage of me because I'm vulnerable. And so that's not a diss on you as a single mom, because you're reaching out for help. So I wanted to speak that, because I've been able to somehow have that enough enough of a sound mind to like see the truth in it. And yet I don't have the answers for how we're going to get out of here yet, or out of this. But, I guess I could, because there are a couple of people who come to mind who have been in very difficult circumstances, and I guess I want to speak that too for them, for you to know that it's like there's nothing wrong with needing help and support. It's sick and twisted and disturbing and wrong, and in every way, for someone to use that to try to trap you. Because anything that's not helping you to feel content or safe is not meant for you. So to also have to be living through that, and then like loving myself through it instead of hating myself or falling into fear, because I've fallen into fear many, many, many times. Like that's one of the things that, keeps you stuck. Okay. That's it on that.